It's Russell back with Gwinnett Lawns in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. And look, it's not raining. It's cold out here, but it's not raining, so I'm not going to complain. I want to show you something. What's missing? Where are my trimmer racks? You guys know this trailer sits out here, and I couldn't get it in the garage because the trimmer racks were too tall. And where are my racks? Right there. Allow me to explain. All right, so what the deal is, I've already got a complaint. I've already got a complaint from the trailer sitting out here. The whole purpose of getting this 5x8 trailer is that with everything loaded, I could get it into the garage and not keep it out here. So I had two choices: remove the racks so I can get the trailer in there, or modify the racks. So what I had to do was I had to modify the racks. So last night I worked till dark, and this trailer has some challenges because of my 24-inch sides and of the mesh. Most trailers not going to have this problem, but the tubes that sit on or sat on the base and then the top portion slides down are designed to be cut. So if this were lower, I could cut them down and lower the racks. Well, that's not the case, because it would not go any lower because the sides would hit this or interfere with the mesh. So I called Equipment Defender, and they were very nice, and they wanted pictures of the trailer and of the superstructure underneath, the fenders, everything, to come up with a solution. And they concluded, as I did, that the racks are going to have to come off of the preferred side, which this is the passenger side of the trailer, and because of the spare tire mount. Now, the other problem that I have is the racks are supposed to be a minimum of 30 inches apart. Okay, so I had to I got their bracket kit to mount externally. Now the problem is that up under here, this is as far forward as I could go with this plate, and because of the fender and of the support here, this is as far forward as I could go, or far back as I could go. Now that's only like 24 inches. And after talking with it, and the guy talked with the engineers, they said, yeah, it'll work. So I mocked it up last night, and that took me 6 hours to do this by myself. This was a royal pain in the butt, but I had to use all kinds of C-clamps, and I had to mount the entire assembly, get it leveled and square, then mount the trimmers in there to make sure it was going to work. The engine stands that come out to the side, I had to reverse it, flip it over, because it's opposite on that side. I didn't think it was going to work, but it did. And then I barely have enough room to have the bottom trimmer on here without hitting. I had to come out as maximum as far as I can, and the entire assembly actually sticks out maybe an inch further on the plane from the fender. So last night I went ahead and I had to cut off, which I wasn't pleased, but I had to cut off my tie straps right here, because of course it has to line right up with that. Now this trailer is a superior manufactured trailer. I believe it was made in Georgia. It's very heavy duty. They said this is one of the heaviest, nicest trailers they've seen. It's all tube. It's got super heavy fenders with steps on them. It's got guards around the lights. The trailer's super quiet. It's very strong, but it's just, well, you can see the challenges that I've told you. So I painted everything last night so it wouldn't rust, and I've got to put everything back together, re-square it up, bolt it, and hopefully it's going to work just as I had it last night. So I'm just going to run a time lapse, set it over there. Hopefully it's not going to take me another 6 hours. I should just be able to bolt everything back together, put the trimmers on there, and I'm actually going to be able to run the Toro power head, because now the distance I think is enough to where it'll fit on there. So, but the racks are really low, should fit fine underneath the garage opening. And you know what? Enough talking. Let's get the racks back on. Alright guys, so I finally got the racks on and adjusted, and I want to give you a few little pieces of advice. I had to go to Home Depot and get a shorter carriage bolt assembly, but this thing, it's nice and stout, and look how low they are. So that will easily fit in the garage. Now, if you guys are having trouble, as I was, let me set this up on the tripod. I want to show you a little tip for adjusting these. Okay, so the amount of force that it takes to remove this trimmer should be almost nothing. Lift this up and just should slide out with one finger. Should slide back in with one finger. Okay. You guys saw me on the time lapse. I kept adjusting, and what I figured out is these blocks need to be centered as much as possible in this bracket. Okay, so same thing, just barely, because if you do that, it'll slide in and out just perfectly easy like that. So I had to put it in there and look at my gap, and then very gently take it out without rotating this and move it, and I just kept doing that until I got it to where that block was centered. So now it's immediately, as soon as you press that, I'm trying to do this with the wrong hand, but see, there's no, you shouldn't have to fight it. I was fighting it, and the reason was it was too far over to one side. As long as you have, it looks like there's about an 1/8 inch gap on either side. As long as you have about that, so the sides aren't touching, it will come out very easily. Now, I have had to spray grease a lot of stuff into here, and the problem I was having was this bar, this handle that locks everything right here, was binding, because this has tabs, or a finger that has to engage inside this block right here. So if you have everything centered, it's much easier, because I was having to hit it with my hand to get it to go in there, and you shouldn't. It should be one finger deal. Okay, and the other thing is, once you lock it, this is my only gripe so far. I'm going to show you guys this. You can see inside, see where this tab, it goes into that slot, but it's rubbing. So there's not enough clearance. It will go if you push it, but it shouldn't be rubbing like that. I guess I didn't mill it out enough. I don't know if it's even worth calling about. But I spray greased everything. And then when it's locked, then nothing's coming out. So, do I like these racks? Yes, I do. I think maybe if I had had the Green Touch racks there, it's a different design. I would not have been able to drop them down. I don't know. Maybe I could have. But this is a really good design. And these things are beast sturdy for sure. One thing I forgot to do is I've got to tighten these up. But anyway, it lowered them. I ended up cutting 11 inches and a quarter off of each of these tubes to get it down far enough. And I can, as you see, I barely have enough clearance, but everything fits. Now, if you look at the plane of the fender, I'm sticking out maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches. It's not much at all, but that's the only place I could have put them. So, but anyway, guys, I hope this helps. I have spent hours and hours and hours with these racks, with these brackets. If you need any help, I'll be more than happy if you're having trouble with your installation, because all the trailers are different. So you're going to have installations that are tweaked. This is not the ideal distance. As I said before, it should be about 30, but this thing is plenty solid. It's not going anywhere. And yeah, so I'm pleased with it. I'm gonna get the Toro power head and put the blocks on it and get it centered. Hopefully I'll be able to mount it up there on the top, and I'll be able to run with 3 of them. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully I'm gonna edit it down so it's not too long, but if one piece of advice I could give you is try to have somebody to help you, because this was a pain to do by yourself, especially mocking up the brackets, but I had to do it, so I got it done. Anyway, thank you very much for probably seeing nothing but sun. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, and also click that little notification bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll be notified as soon as I upload comments. And I will talk to you guys on the next video.